Yeah.
The word said, no story, no glory, no foundation, no mansion. My own name is Usulo Liberty from Ebonyi State. Before this wonderful company, I've done a lot of work outside there. The last work that I did was working as a sales boy in Alaba International. That was after my 4 years and 6 months in GNLD. There I discovered that hard work does not cure poverty. And if I continue working as a sales boy, my life will just be like a candle. My brother, if you own a candle, can candle see something that is under it, even though there is seeing things around it? No, it's not possible. Then I started praying to God. If there's anything that God will show me that will change my life for better, that God should show me. The day you pray, you know. But the day God will answer your prayer, you will never know. On a faithful day, that was a very beautiful Tuesday, God sent my own angel to me. I called him my angel because without him, I won't know about this wonderful company. He talked to me. I didn't look at the messenger, whether the person dressed well or not, but I looked at the message and I grabbed it. Since then, I can boldly tell you that my life has changed. And my unborn generation can never know or test what is called poverty through the power of this wonderful company. I believe that if I can be able to do it, you all here can do it more better than me, because the giant in others is also in you, only if you don't limit yourself. Now, I'll be going straight to what we call era. Before then, I would like to ask you a question, my brother. Do you believe that this world is changing? But as the world is changing, are we changing with the world? We are all changing, but we're not changing to the right path. That will lead us to what we call this era. Era simply means change. Or the stages of life lived in the olden days that we're not praying to go back to. Nobody is praying to go back to yesterday. We have many types of era, but because of our time, we're going to look at few. The first one here is what we call agricultural era. Agricultural era is the time of our forefathers, whereby they believe mainly on farming, rearing of animals, and fishing. Then you will see a man that will marry 3 wives, give birth to many children. At the end of everything, they will be using the children as working machine in the farm. That's why after the season's harvest, you'll be hearing that Baba Labaja built a small house, or the Brasilifa bought a small bicycle through the help of this agriculture. But we're not moving away from this agricultural era. My brother, can you ask me why?
Why?
Let's take for instance, you just finished your secondary school. Can you accept to drop your certificate under the bed and join your parents back to farming? Or you have your own children. Can you tell them that they should not go to school at all, but they should join you to farming? But when did you go to farm last time? You can't even remember. That's to tell you that we're moving away from this agricultural era. Although we're not fully out of it, because without agriculture, we cannot eat or clothe ourselves. But we're now into another era called educational era. Educational era is also the time of our forefathers, whereby the white men came from their country to come and partner business with them. Due to this, their agricultural products. But they find it difficult to communicate with them due to language barrier. Then you will see the Hausas, the Igbos, and the Yorubas, each of them speaking their own regional languages. They say, Father, Mother, release your children. Let's take them out for educational training. Some accepted, while some said no. At the end, those who gave out their children never came back successfully. Coming back being educated, coming back with a bit of car and money. Then you'll be hearing, even in radio, you'll not be singing to about Kawere, Batabiaro, Ka. But God at the days when you will go to school and your bata will be doing Ka. Hello, even today in Nigeria, my brother, Nigerians are producing millions of graduates. Are they producing millions of jobs? No. Out of 100% of our good graduates, 98% are jobless. Only 2% are getting job. The 2% that are getting job, maybe their parents built a company for them, or maybe they have a connection. Hello. But the 98% of them are the ones that you see as the best recharge card seller or the best keke motor driver. Please, sir, did they go to school to learn how to drive keke? No. For that reason, we're moving away from this educational era. I'm only trying to let you know that education is just a light. It doesn't guarantee your success. If you like, go to school more than Shenka, you will still come back with your certificate, working under somebody, answering yes ma'am, yes sir. If I'm to ask my brother, between Dangote and Shenka, who goes to pass? But who gave only pass? Dangote. Is it all about going to school? No. If you like, go to school in Massachusetts, you will come back working under somebody as far as Nigeria is concerned. For that reason, we move away from this educational era. Although many are still falling into it because they want to enlighten their ways. But I'm here to let you that education is just a light. It doesn't guarantee your success. We're now into another era that we call informational era. A word says that information brings transformation. If you are informed, you will transform. If you are not informed, you will deform. And once you are deformed, you can never perform. If you don't change, you remain in chain. And the monkey that loves to be in chain is in bondage forever. Many people have got this information, and today their life has changed for better. For you to succeed in this 21st century, is either you have connection or you apply information. But I'm here to let you know that connection can disconnect at any time. But information will bring transformation. Hello. Now, take for instance, you're a brother to Buhari, and Buhari is the president now. If Buhari drop, won't you drop? Even if he connects you, you will drop. But any information that you have in life will lead you straight to what we call opportunity. And opportunity changes life for better. For that reason, I will lead you to what we call law. Law simply means rules and regulation guiding a particular organization. In this our office, we have our own rules and regulation guiding us. Put your phone in silent, no roaming about, no side talk, and no chorus answer. Whereby I ask this my brother a question and this my sister will be answering me. That's our own rules and regulation. In Nigeria, they said, if you kill, you'll be killed. If you steal, you'll be jailed. Any family without a law can never stand. But we're not talking about the law that governs this life. We're talking about the law that governs our own particular life. What are the laws? Number one, we have what we call law of nature. Law of nature. Nature simply means natural things. Whatever God has created, no one can recreate. My brother, as you're a man, can you say you're tired of being a man? You want to change yourself to a woman?
It's not possible.
It's not possible. That is law of nature. Whatever God has created can never be recreated. The next one is what we call law of gravity. Law of gravity. Gravity simply means force. And the law of gravity says that whatever thing that goes up must surely come down. Let's take for instance, if I throw this pen up, is it possible for the pen to hang there?
No.
It will not hang. Even if I'm the best magician on earth, it will surely come down one day. Hello, and my power will fail me. But law of gravity is trying to let us know something. As you are adding numbers to your age, don't just add numbers, rather add value to your life. If I drop 1,000 for you and I drop 500, which one will you pick, sir?
1,000.
You pick 1,000 because 1,000 has more value than 500. Hello, add more value to your life instead of adding number to your age. And not just that, a great man says, don't celebrate birthday with a man who has not discovered his purpose. Many are just pleased to celebrating birthday, but they have not discovered their purpose on earth. Another one says, law of finance. Law of finance. Finance simply means money. And this law of finance is divided into two. We have law of poverty and we have law of wealth. If I'm to ask my brother, can you tell me the number one reason why you are here today?
To make money.
Because you want to make money. Can you tell me the second reason why you are here today?
To make money.
To make money. Can you tell me the third reason why you are here today?
I want to make money.
Because you want to make money. But you can now discover that many people are busy pursuing money. And if you are pursuing money, you can never catch money. But when you know the secret of money, money will begin to pursue you. Many are busy in life pursuing money. That's why you will see that some people fall into this, whereas some people fall into this. We have law of poverty and we have law of wealth. The law of poverty says if you want to become poor in life, there are things that if you're doing it day after day, every day by day you become poor. What are those things? Number one, do nothing. Do nothing and you become poor in life. The Bible says, no food for a lazy man. And an idle man is a devil's workshop. So if you do nothing in life, you become poor. And the next one says, walk alone. Walk alone and you become poor in life. Please, sir, can a tree make a forest?
No.
A tree can never make a forest. But the combination of other trees is what makes a forest. No matter how talented you are, you can never reach the top alone. You will surely reach the top through somebody. It is somebody that makes a somebody to be a somebody. If somebody did not make a somebody to be a somebody, there's no way for a somebody to be called somebody in life. So walk alone and you become poor in life. Can you see your back, sir?
No.
But you can see my back.
Yes.
And I can see your back. Which means you need me and I need you. It's not by you walking alone. And next one says, walk under somebody. under somebody and you become poor in life. Please, is it true that if you work under somebody, you become poor in life?
Yes, it is.
And I'm here to prove it to you today that if you work under somebody, you become poor in life. Let's take for instance, you see a big tree and you want to plant small one under it. Is it possible for that big one to give the small one chance to grow the way that it wants?
No.
No. And that's the life of people working under somebody. If you are working under me, I will give you what I have. But I cannot give you what you want because nobody can pay your worth in life. So working under somebody, you become poor in life. The next one says, giving excuses. Give excuses and you become poor in life. The word says that all excuses are genuine, but they are sometimes life destroyer. And excuses are fertilizer to failure. They pass an information to you of something that can change your life for better. You say, my time, I'm going somewhere for today. Maybe by tomorrow I'll come and see. You keep giving excuses. They say procrastination is a thief of time. As you're procrastinating, the more you're postponing your destiny. Hello, let's go straight to the law of wealth. Law of wealth says if you want to become wealthy, you will leverage on people. Leverage on people. And you become wealthy in life. What do we mean by leverage? Let's take for instance, sir. We have at least 1,000 chairs here. And I'm not telling you that immediately after this program, that you should pack the whole chair to Sango under bridge. Only you. Can you do it alone within 20 minutes?
No.
What do you need to do, sir? You call people. What if after doing the work and I pay you like 50,000 naira? Will you share the money equal with them? Or what will you do?
I only give them their share. I won't share it for you.
You give them peanuts and the rest will become yours. That is what we call leverage. Leverage on people and you become wealthy in life. The next one says, work with team. Work with team. Team here simply means together everybody achieve more. A word says that in unity we all agree with one another to achieve nature. You don't need to work alone, but you need to create a team. Can J.J. Okocha play alone in a stadium and win a trophy?
No.
He will surely play with his team. And when they win the trophy, they will now lift it together as a team. That's what they call working with team. And the last one says, work 1,000 hours. Work 1,000 hours a day. I want to ask, sir, can somebody work 1,000 hours a day?
No.
How many hours do you have in a day?
24.
24 hours. But I'll prove it to you today that it's very, very possible for one person to work more than 1,000 hours per day. That will lead us to what we call cash flow quadrant, written by a white man called Robert T. Kiyosaki. This man is a white man. He wrote this book. You can go to market, you will see the book. It's not written by me. It's not written by you. It's a white man that wrote the book. He called it cash flow quadrant by Robert T. Kiyosaki. This man says that this cash here simply means money. Please, sir, is cash not money? Cash is money. And flow means the way we generate money and the way we spend out money. Why this quadrant here means 1/4. And this is the 1/4 here. This man says that as far as you're making your money legally in life, you will surely see yourself in one out of these 4 quadrants. But if you're making your money illegally, you can never see yourself in this quadrant. Who are those making their money legally? Hairdresser, barber, mechanic, banker, policemen. They make their money in a legal way. But who are those making their money illegally? Prostitutes, 419ers, Yahoo. All those ones, they make their money in an illegal way. Hello? But let's look at those ones that we're talking about. This man said that this ones here they rotate together. And this ones here, they rotate together. And this ones here have some qualities that this one did not have. Whereas this ones have some qualities that this one did not have. What are those qualities? This man said that these ones here are 95% of people. And they are called the poor zone. While these ones are the 5% of people. And they are called the rich zone. What makes this 95% of people to be called the poor zone? If I'm to ask, my brother, I give you paper and pen. I say you should go to your streets and count the number of pure water nylon in your area and the number of plastic bottles in your area. Which one will plenty pass?
Pure water nylon.
The pure water nylon. To tell you that poor people are always more in number than the rich people. Because of what? These people here, they have ego. Why these people here, they lack ego? This one said if they have 100,000 in their account, they will claim that they have heaven and earth. But this one said even if they have millions in their account, they can sit down with us and do as if they don't have anything. This one here, they value their credential. Why this ones here, they value their potential. This credential is man-made, and there's a word that says value your potential more than your credential, because your credential is just man-made, but your potential is your God-given talent. Please, sir, certificate you get from school, can you give it to your children?
No.
It's not possible. That's why they say value your potential more than your credential. Someone like Olamide, Fino, Wizkid, they're using their potential, and today they are known all around the world. These ones here, they neglect information. Why these ones here, they value information. These ones here, if somebody is passing an information to them, they'll be giving excuses. They will tell you my time, I have my job, I'm going somewhere for today. They keep giving you excuses. But these ones here, even if a child of 5 years is passing information to them, they would like to listen and learn from the person, because they know that information brings transformation. And these ones here, we call them the working class. They are called the working class. And these ones, we call them the thinking class. These ones here, they believe that hard work can cure poverty. That's why they work hard. Whereas these ones believe that when they think and they put what they think out into practice, within 1 year to 5 years, their life will succeed. They will be okay and they will succeed. Whereas these ones, they believe that if they can work hard within 1 year to 35 years with their certificates, they will survive. We call this one the surviving time, and we call this one the succeeding time. Please, sir, which one do you want to be part of?
The other one, the 5%.
You want to be part of the 5%. Almost everybody loves something good. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Hello? I will not tell you the major reason why many people follow this side. And today, they say, I want to go to heaven, I want to enjoy, but at last, they later fail. What is the reason? And who are these people that we are talking about? We call these ones the employees. Self-employed, big business builders, and investors. If I'm to ask, who are those that we call employees, sir?
Those that work under people.
Those that work under somebody. Hello? If you're to go and work under somebody, like in a company, you're to go and work in a solar company now, they will require some things from you. What are those things, sir?
Credentials.
Your credential, which is your certificate. We call it common name certificate. Please, sir, for you to get your certificate, will you go to Sango Market or to Obayo Market to buy it? Where will you go?
School.
You go to school. Primary school, how many years?
6 years.
6 years. Secondary school, how many years?
6 years.
6 years. Higher institution, minimum of how many years?
4 years.
4 years. Then you serve your fatherland as a copper for how many years?
For 1 year.
1 year. All together, let's do the calculation. 6 plus 6
12.
plus 4
16.
plus 1.
17.
That is 17 good years. Please, my brother, can you count your struggle or the money that you spend in these 17 years? You cannot count it. And on the process of going for this 1 year service, they will give you a polo t-shirt, very strong one. Even if you wear it for 5 years, it can never fade. They will give you a strong khaki shoe. Even if you wear it for 5 years, it can never fade. Hello? But they wrote something at the back of this polo t-shirt. Can you remind me, sir?
NYSC.
NYSC. What's the meaning of this NYSC, sir?
National Youth Service Corps.
National Youth Service Corps or Nigeria Youth Service Corps. But that was then. Even during the time of Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, Tafawa Balewa, they call it now your success continue. Reason is because by then, once you just graduate, even companies will be begging your parents, please let your son or your daughter come and work for us, because we will pay him good salary, we will give him good home, we will give him good car. But how many people are still begging you like that, sir? Nobody is begging you like that again. Now, it has gone to now your struggle continue. Reason is because, sir, can you get your certificate and go and keep it under the bed and expect something to come and meet you?
No.
You go out searching for something. What do we call it?
Job.
You go out searching for job. I want to ask, when you're looking for job, are you struggling or you're enjoying it?
Struggling.
You are struggling. That's what we call it. Now your struggle continue. And if you know the meaning of this job, you can never pray to secure job in life. Job simply means journey of borrower or just over broke. Why do we call it journey of borrower or just over broke? Let's take for instance, you're living around this area and you secure job at Oshodi. You're expected to be at your working place tomorrow morning, but you don't have any money with you, but I'm your neighbor and I have the money. What will you do?
I'll come and borrow.
You come and borrow from me. You see, for you to eat, you go and borrow from Iya Shukura, Iya Snifa, one day of Gary. When they pay me, I'll bring the money back for you. You continue borrowing. When the month now ends, and your brother now come and meet you, maybe you have finished clearing the debt that you are owing. Your brother now come and meet you, please sir, I need some money to pay my school fees. You say, please, I'm broke for now. You can come by next month. Because the money remaining with you, you want to keep it for your transport for next month. Hello? Now, you are doing this job expecting something during the month end. What do you call it, sir?
Salary.
Salary. If you know the meaning of this salary, you can never pray for you to collect salary in life. Salary simply means something always low and reducing you. Why do we call it something always low and reducing you? Please, sir, you are collecting salary of 15,000 and you see clothes of 25,000. Can you buy it?
No.
You will not buy it because the salary is limiting you. This salary is just a short-term solution to a long-time problem. Hello? It will just control you. And somebody is paying you this salary at the month end. What do you call the person, sir?
Boss.
Your boss. If you know the meaning of this boss, you can never pray for you to have boss in life. Boss simply means building over someone's success or building over someone's success. Why do we call it building over someone's success? Let's say for instance, my brother, you're working under me here in Nigeria and I want to travel to somewhere like Canada. Will you say that because my boss has traveled, let me go home and relax?
No.
You continue working until when I comes back. You are building on my own success and you leave your own untouched. Have you seen it now? Now, mind you, as your boss, I will control 3 things from your life. What are those 3 things? 3 things that God gave to you free of charge, but I will control it from your life. Number 1 is your time. I will control your choice. And I will control your freedom. How will I control your time? Let's take for instance, you are working at Oshodi and you're living at this area. By what time would you like to wake up so that you meet up with your work, sir?
Maybe 4 a.m.
Around 4 a.m. What's your boss doing at home by then? Your boss is still busy, snoring and sleeping. Hello? But because you want to meet up with your time, you are snoring. The next one is your choice. If you see bankers, whether sun too much or whether rain is too much, anything at all, they must suit up. Hello? They must suit up at all time that you see them. Because of what? They want to wear the choice of the owner of the bank. Not their own choice, but the choice of the boss. And the next one is the freedom. Let's take for instance, your working day is from Monday till Friday. Saturday and Sunday is supposed to have your rest. On Saturday, you want to take your girlfriend to ShopRite. But your boss just called you. Hello, Mr. Kayode, just come to the company now. The container we're expecting has already landed. Come now so I will sign some documents. If you're the one, will you take your girlfriend to ShopRite? Or will you go and answer your boss?
I will answer my boss.
You go and answer your boss. They control your time, your choice and your freedom. And anything that controls these 3 things from your life, control your life entirely. Can you tell me the major reason why they control these 3 things, sir?
Because they want to pay salary.
Because of salary. Hello? And they control this thing, they now call you civil servant. Please, sir, I want to ask you, what's the difference between servant and slave?
It's the same thing.
Is the same thing. Remove the civil here. What will remain is servant. And as a servant, you are just a slave for complete 35 years. Have you seen it now? Now, mind you, the word say that all salary earners can never become successful. Do you believe that, sir?
I believe now.
If I were to ask, do you have a dream?
Yes.
Can you tell me your dream goal? So that you understand more better why I say that all salary earners can never become successful. Can you tell me your dream goal?
I wish to build a big house, like a duplex.
Like a duplex. For you to build a duplex, you know there's Lagos inside Lagos. For you to build a duplex, it will cost you like how much, sir?
Maybe 100 million.
Let's say 100 million naira. You that build a home of 100 million, will you be trekking with your leg?
No.
You would like to have a ride. Can you tell me your dream car, sir?
Formatic.
Formatic. It will worth like how much?
15 million.
15 million naira. Altogether is 115 million naira. Please, sir, this is your dream. But can you tell us the common salary that they are paying workers outside there? Either as a teacher, sales boy, sales girl, anything at all. How much do you think that they are paying them outside there?
Maybe 120. Let's say 80,000.
Let's say 80,000. Or let's say you are lucky and you secure a job at a place where they pay you 200,000 200,000 naira. My brother, before they will pay you 200,000 naira in Nigeria, you will know somebody that knows somebody that still knows somebody. If you don't know anybody, you're not going anywhere, or you're lower. You're on your own. Hello. Now, look at it here. You are collecting 200,000 naira. And when you're collecting this money, you're still okay. Only you live in, you are enjoying. You only give your mom small thing and you live on your own. But as time goes on, your mom now visit you and say, my son, this one that I'm the one washing your clothes, I'm the one cooking for you, I'm the one cleaning your house. What's the mom expecting from you by then?
To get married.
That you need to get married. Look at you here. Plus your wife. You are now true. Hello. Your wife, is she a liability or access to you, sir?
Asset.
She's a liability. Do you know why I say she's a liability? Because you're the one spending on her. She's not the one spending on you. You're the one spending on her. Now, do you are now two in the house? You are your wife. You're maintaining her. Like, how much would you like to spend on this, your wife? Out of this one, 200,000. For her to be okay like other women outside there for 30 days.
Maybe half of the money.
Maybe half of the money, which is 100,000. What of your own self? Like, how much would you like to spend on yourself for 30 days? You that is working, making money.
I would love to spend more. But the money is not there.
The money is not there again. The money has already finished. And mind you, you did not marry your wife for you to be watching her like television. You know the fruit of marriage. Can you tell us the fruit of marriage, sir? Children. But we're not doing family planning here. But I want to ask, like, how many children would you like to give birth to?
Maybe 4.
Like 4 children. Let's say you are giving birth to 3. Hello. God is a miracle working God. And the last one wants to come. God now give you extra 2 children. Making 5 children. Please, will you take God to take that 2 and leave you with the 3?
No.
You have to go home with all of them. Hello. And mind you, none of them come with their pampers. None of them come with their feeding bottle. None of them come with their flask. None of them come with their food. Hello. You are the one spending on them. One might be in nursery school. The other one primary school. The other one secondary school. The other one university. The more they grow, the more the responsibility increase. Hello. Now look at it here. Even if you have to save this 200,000 naira for 35 years without touching it, which is not possible. There's no reason how you work for 35 years without touching your salary. You must touch it. But if you have to save it, this is 35,000 naira, 35k, right? Times 12, which is 12 months in a year. Now, times 35, which is the 35 years you're going to work. Altogether, we give you 84 million naira. Please, sir, you have a dream of 150 million, and everything that you are collecting here is 84 million. Can you achieve this your dream?
No.
You cannot achieve it, and this will might not be responsibility. It will not even be up to this. That's why you see many salary earners. They can never collect their salary and say, with my salary this month, I'm satisfied. I've paid all my debts, because they always complain. All salary earners will surely complain. And as a salary earner, 3 things will surely affect you. We call it RSR. The first R here simply means resign. Can you tell us what normally makes some workers resign from their work outside?
Maybe they have a better offer.
Maybe they have a better offer. You're collecting 200,000 and you see 250. Won't you resign? You will resign. But the next one here is what we call sack. Can you tell us what normally makes some workers be sacked?
Maybe the boss think they are not doing enough.
Maybe due to their stubbornness. Or maybe they're lazy. Hello. Now they say come by 7 or come by 8 and you're coming by 10 o'clock. Wouldn't they sack you? They will sack you. That is. But if you are prayerful, you can overcome the resign and sack. But the last even if you normally see God in your dream, if you normally shake God hand to hand every day, you can never overcome the last one, which is retirement. No matter who you are working under somebody, you surely retire one day. Average of Nigerian youths graduate at what age?
Maybe 26, 27.
26, 27, less than 25 years.
Okay.
And they rotate under government for how many years?
35.
35 years. Altogether is 60 years. Please, sir, somebody who is 60 years, is the person old or young? Old. The person is already old. Now, they make you like an orange when you're still young. And they now throw you away. They throw the chaff away when you are old. Hello? Now, at your old age, they will not retire you. They might give you pension or they will give you gratuity. If they give you gratuity, that is 1 year of the salary that you have been collecting. They might give you 1.2 million, 1.5 million for complete 1 year. They will give it to you for you to go home. They will now buy work clock and give you. Go home and calculate the remaining numbers of the days that remain for you to go and visit Baba God. Hello. Now, if now you they give this 1.5 million, sir, can you use it to throw party? Call all of us to come and join you and celebrate that you have retired? Or what will you do?
When they went to show up and start another business.
You start another business. You will now come down in here as a self-employed. You will say, now I'm not working under anybody. I'm doing my own business. You will now come down here as a self-employed. We have tailor, we have hairdresser, we have mechanic, we have barber, we have many of them. Hello, those ones, did they have shop or they did not have shop?
They have shop.
They have shop. Look at the shop here. Please, sir, between you and your shop, who is the boss?
I'm the boss.
You are the boss because you use your money to rent this shop. Hello, but here I'm trying to tell you now that this shop is your boss. Reason is because you cannot lock this shop and say, my shop, oh, I'm going somewhere for today. Before I come back, I want to see 50,000. Is it possible?
It's not.
It's not possible. The shop will equally control your time. The shop will control your choice. The shop will control your freedom. Just like your boss. Why did I say that your shop will control your time? Let's take for instance, sir, you open this your shop the first day around 8 a.m. in the morning and you're able to make 200,000. The next day, you now open around 12 and you make only 50,000. The third day, by what time would you like to open the shop, sir?
7.
Around 7 o'clock, because the shop is telling you that if you open me early, you make money. But if you open me late, you will not make money. The shop control your time. How will the shop control your choice? You cannot sell all the goods in your shop to buy the latest car. The shop will control your choice. This shop will tell you the kind of food you eat. This shop will tell you the kind of occasion you go. This shop will tell you the kind of meeting you join. This shop will tell you the kind of expenses you engage in. The shop will control your choice. And the shop will control your freedom. Let's say, my brother, you're a pastor now, and you have a shop. From Monday to Saturday, you do not sell anything in your shop. But you don't reach on Sunday, you're in your shop. And one of your customers just called you and say, hello, pastor. Even though I know that you're in the church now, but the 150,000 I'm paying you, I want to pay you that money. And I want to buy another goods that worth 200,000. If not you, sir, will you continue in the church? Or will you rush and go and attend to your customer and come back again?
Oh, I think I'll come back.
You will rush and attend to the customer first and come back. Even if you cannot go, you will tell your customer, please, I want to send somebody to come and meet you now. Which means anything that requires your presence or the presence of your boy or your girl before you can make money there is your boss. If you cannot be able to send somebody, if the customer says, I want to see you personally, you will send somebody in the church, maybe an assistant pastor. That's why you see that some pastors have assistants. They will not put assistant pastor there and coming back, no. They will rush and go and attend to their customer before they come back again. Now mind you, before you make money into this shop, you make money through one way, which is through what? Can you remind me, sir?
Selling.
To whom?
To customers.
To customers. You sell to customers. But I want to let you know that both salary earner and shop operator, they are the same thing. How? Now, you make money through one way, just like salary earner. Salary earner make money through one way, but they spend it in different ways. That's why they don't make anything. Now look at salary shop operator. Now, your house rent is from where, sir?
From the shop.
Your neighbor bill?
From the shop.
From the children's school fees?
From the shop.
Your feeding?
From the shop.
Your clothing?
From the shop.
Your transport?
From the shop.
Your tithes?
From the shop.
Your offering?
From the shop.
Anything that what you are doing is from this shop. That's why you see that these people here, they are just working to survive. We call them the surviving type. Hello, they just work to survive, not to succeed. Because the money they are making, responsibility is much on their head. Now, as a shop operator, 4 things will surely affect you. We call it CAT. As a self-employed, the C here is competition. The A is age. The T is technology. And the H is hailstorm. What do we mean by competition? Let's say for instance, you are selling television, you sell your own for 5,000. And there's another one of your neighbors selling his own for 3,000. The same size, the same product, the same make. Please sir, if now you won't buy, which one would you like to buy?
The cheaper one.
The cheaper one. Because some are there to make gain, whereas some are there to make sales. Have you seen that? Competition usually affects shop operators. The next one is age. Sir, you want to barb your hair, and you see a barber of 25 years. You see a barber of 60 years. Which one would you like to grab with?
25 years.
Why don't you meet the one of 60 years? Because age is already affecting him. But mind you, very soon the one of 25 years is also going to 60 years. What do you want them to be eating by then? Age will surely affect anybody who has a handwork. Once you are aged, it will begin to affect you. And the next one is technology. How will technology affect? Remember before, we go to bank before we can pay money. But today, POS is everywhere. Few are going to bank, while the rest are going to POS. Remember before, we were using black and white television, but today we're using plasma TV. Those that are selling black and white, what will they be making again? Nothing. Remember before, we're using typewriter, but today we're using computer. Very soon, something more than computer is also coming. What do you want those that are operating computer now to be eaten by them? Technology will affect them. And the next one is haystop. I'll use this haystop in two ways. The first one is government policy, and the next one is natural haystop. Government policy, go to Obayo now. You will see the way they're scattered everywhere. Both those that have shop, they are now pursuing them. Government can come at any time and tell you that this land belongs to us. You can pack your things and go. That one, will you fight government? No. You will not fight them. But natural haystop can never inform you. Government can even inform you, but natural haystop can never tell you. If fire upon your shop, did the fire inform you? No. If armed robbers attack your shop, did they inform you? No. If something like this happened, some of them will develop heart attack. Some will collapse and die. Some will say, also they never die. That's their own certificate that they drop at the age of 60 years. They will not carry it and come back here at the age of 60, 70, 75. They will not come back again and meet you. My pikin, for that your company where they work, I better help me tell your guy, even in the security, I come they do. Some of them will not be working as a security in the school, helping to cross children who want to pass at their old age. Please, sir, when they are young like me and you, were they lazy? No. They are not lazy, but because they work under the wrong quadrants. That's why they keep rotating together like this. They will still go back again looking for work. But unless if they can do the hardest work on earth, please, sir, can you tell us the hardest work on earth? No. The hardest work on earth is thinking. A great man wrote a book, he says, think and grow rich. If you can change your thinking, your life will change. Because there's a thick line here that covers these people and these people. There's a thick line here. If they can change their thinking, they will cross over to this side. These ones that we call the big business builders, they have some qualities that makes them a big business builder. What are those qualities? Number one, they have a big dream. They have knowledge. They have capital. Minimum 50 million naira. They have a company. They have a product. And the product is essential for everybody every day. They have team or workers. And they will surely work 1,000 hours per day. This is where you will know that it's true and it's very, very possible for one person to work more than 1,000 hours per day. Now, if I'm to ask my brother, can you tell us one of the big business builders that you know in Nigeria? Dangote. Like Dangote. Please, sir, did Dangote have big dream?
Yes.
Did he have knowledge?
Yes.
Did he have capital that has what at least 50 million naira?
Yes.
Did Dangote have company?
Yes.
What of product that is essential for everybody every day?
Yes.
Dangote has. And Dangote has team and he has workers. And he will surely work 1,000 hours a day. How? They make their money in 3 ways. They make their money through OPM, OPE/E, and OPT. What do you mean by OPM? OPM simply means other people's money. They can go to the bank, they borrow money, they build their business, and they return the money back again. But if you go to the bank now, say you want to borrow, they will ask you for collateral. But if that money go there, they will just pay inside, you can sign, because they know that he will surely bring it back. And the next one is what we call OPE/E, other people's energy and experience. You see that Dangote's trailer filled with cement. Please, sir, is Dangote the one that packed the cement inside the trailer? No, he used the workers. They work like jackass and he pay them peanuts. The next one is other people's experience. Maybe Dangote's Indomie department is going down. He can go to Lagos State University and say, please, I need the best graduate of economics for the year. They will not show him this young man. He said, please, sir, how much do you want me to pay you? You can say, sir, if you can pay me 50,000, I'm okay. Dangote will say, okay, with your qualification, I'll pay you 100,000. You'll be jumping up. The Dangote is a good man. He said, he pay me 100,000 naira. Without knowing, a lot of entrepreneurs says, pay your workers 10% of their working effort. Look at you here, collecting 100,000 naira. Your working effort for Dangote is 1 million naira. Sir, who is the owner of the remaining 900,000? Dangote. Dangote is the owner. That's how they use other people's experience. Have you seen it now? The next one is OPT, other people's time. How do they use other people's time? I asked you before, and you said that we have 24 hours in a day. Now, WHO, which is World Health Organization, said since we have 24 hours in a day, use 8 hours to work, use 8 hours to rest, and use 8 hours to sleep. Please, like how many workers do you think that will have?
Thousands.
Let's say at least 1,000 workers. Each of them working 8 hours. 1,000 times 8
8,000.
will give you 8,000 hours. Is that not working more than 1,000 hours or not?
Yes.
He is working more than 1,000 hours by doing what? Leveraging on people. That is what I told you before. You have to leverage. He use people. After doing all these things, he will now come down here to invest. You know Texaco police station before. I just want to show you how they used to invest. Texaco police station. Dangote bought this Texaco police station as a birthday gift for the wife. And he now turned it to M&S. If you go to Gaslight here, you will see MRS. If you go to Tollgate, you will see MRS. If you go to Badagry, you will see MRS. He turned it to MRS as a birthday gift for the wife. They might come down to this Sango area. They will say that this area has not developed. They will not buy a big land, leave it for some time. After some while, they will come and build a very big building there, maybe mansion or place. They will leave it and go. After some time again, they will come back again to sell it. Maybe they bought the land like 10 million, and they now build a house for like 50 million or 100 million. When they want to sell it, they will sell it like 200 million. Did they make money or not? They make huge capital. They will now go back here to build their business again. Hello, that is how these ones relate. But I want to ask you, before you come here today, are you an employee, self-employed, big business builder, or investor?
Employee.
You are an employee, you work under somebody. But with my explanations this morning, do you want to still remain as an employee, or do you want to cross over to big business builder and investor?
I want to cross over to BBB.
You want to cross over to big BB. But listen, do you have big dream?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have knowledge?
Yes.
Do you have capital at least 50 million naira?
No.
You don't have. Do you have a company?
No.
Do you have a product that is essential for everybody every day?
No.
Do you have team of workers?
No.
Can you work 1,000 hours a day?
No.
No. But I want to tell you congratulations. When Dangote came for the first time, when you want to start for the first time, he only has big dream and knowledge. But today, he's achieving the rest with his big dream. This is where I want to stop it for now. And I would like to tell you, for you to become a big business builder is in 3 ways.
Follow who no road, oga. Follow who no road, I follow who no